And as you can see right here, we got another testimonial from a client that I helped get over $35,000 of an approval on the business side. I'm going to show you in this video how you can get the same, if not similar, approvals just like you've seen with Citizens Bank. This bank, man, has to be a gem. Chef's kiss, I'm telling you right here. And I'm going to explain to you everything you need to know with all the data points so you can be just as successful. So go ahead, go get your pen and paper and make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss any steps, all right? And without further ado, let's dive in. And before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. I'm trying to help every small business, big business out there get all the funding they need so they can go ahead and fund their goals and dreams. Now, enough of me rambling. Let's get into Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank has to be one of the best small business banking systems that you can find around as far as right now, especially at the stage where you have great credit and you're ready for funding. Now, when my client came to me, she just wanted a fair amount of funding. She didn't want 150, 200,000 or anything like that. She really just wanted to start her ballet class company. And she stated that she only needed around $20,000 to really get everything up and running. She said she could do it on the personal side, but she didn't want to because it'll mess up a DTI and her trying to get a house in the future. I get it. So I said, let's go ahead and establish everything on the business side and let's get you started. Well, as you can see, we over exceeded those expectations and got her way more than $20,000, which was a tremendous blessing. Now I want to help you do the same exact thing. So when you get to Citizens Bank, the first thing that I want you to do is establish a relationship with Citizens Bank. I know, sounds crazy, sounds like Houdini magic. Yes, you gotta just start with the relationship, okay? Now, you have three options on how you can establish this relationship, which is, of course, with the business checking account. The first one is the business advisory checking. The second one is Citizens Analyst business checking account. And we have the last one, which literally in the title tells you to pick it, which is Clearly Better checking account. And as you can see with the Clearly checking account, it shows that there are no monthly fees, and if you are a new business owner, this will really help you so you don't have to fork out so much money, keeping a certain amount of money in the account at all times, things of that nature. You also have an overdraft line of credit. Now, for the people that don't know, meaning that if you overdraft by some mistake, you have a line of defense that will kind of hide you and protect you from enormous amount of fees, sometimes paying whatever you messed up on plus a $25, $35, $45 fee, okay? But warning, if you are trying to get funding with them, do not overdraft. I promise you this is going to ruin your chances, and please do not do this. And as you can see with the other accounts, you see that they have specific qualifications that you need to get things really flowing, or you pretty much will be penalized. So just go with the basic account, because right now we're just trying to do things the correct way, which is also building those internal points with Citizens Bank. But you also still want to build that relationship with the bank. So let's go ahead and start off from the beginning again by just getting the basic credit products, okay? The next thing that I want you to do with this account is do some fractional reserve banking. I'm telling you, this is like the number one thing I always tell all of my funding clients, please. And just for a quick recap, fractional reserve banking is keeping a specific amount of money in your account for a specific amount of time. So when you're keeping that money in your account, you're allowing the bank to provide you with a net bank rating of how valuable you are to them. Because of course, you know that the bank utilizes your funds and loans it out to other people that's trying to acquire products, right? You do know that they just don't sit it in there and wait till you ask for it to come back, right? They try to make money off your money. So basically, when they loan your money out, you're actually helping them. So when you want to ask for something, they'll help you out. One hand washes the other. Fractional reserve banking. So fund the account with as much money as you can. Let it season in the account for as long as possible. To really get a net banking rating, it normally takes from 60 to 90 days roughly providing the bank rating, and sometimes it depends on which bank it is. I know for sure Chase, all the big banks, it takes at least 90 days, aka 3 months, to really establish a bank rating. Some credit unions, it might be 60 days, some credit unions, it might be 30 days, but it's relatively in that 60 to 90 day range. So I'm sorry, disclaimer for all of my people that thought that this was going to be a overnight thing or anything like that. I mean, you can still do this overnight, but this is for the people that are looking at the long run and they're really trying to maximize their potential so they can get as much funding as they can. This is not a 2-day span, okay? So again, if you can wait and you put a specific amount of money in there, then it's going to help you out tremendously. But again, it's not the end of the world if you don't. You can do literally what my client did and keep $5,000 in her account and she let it sit there for 60 days, okay? Or you can just make weekly deposits, you know, just do what you can out of it. Basically what I'm saying is try to make Citizens Bank feel like you're the main banking system for them on the business side. Whether you are or you are not, it does not matter. If you can only do 30 days, 20 days, at least make weekly deposit. Make $50, $100, $150. Let a few direct deposits come in there. Just change the direct deposit up. Really just show them that you're trying to actively work inside and out of the account so they can see what you're doing and make sure that they keep you in the front of their mind when you try to go for funding, okay? Now, once you establish the account funding part, now let's get into the data points, because I want to get into the credit cards, so I might as well just give you all the information now of what you need before we get to that point, okay? Once you establish the funding part, let's go ahead and get into the data points before I actually get into the credit card. So at least if you're really ready, you can go ahead and apply for the credit card, but you could also figure out what you need to work on so you can go ahead and get that established while you're still funding the account, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the data points. Now, disclaimer, these are not law, okay? This is just from my experience and me helping out my client. It could be relatively different. I did not speak to a rep, but again, these are just the data points that she used when she did this. Now, from what I say and from what I see, you need a 700 to 730 credit score. My client had a 712 on Equifax and a 730 on Experian. How to? Why are you not telling us her TransUnion? Because it did not matter, because when I did my homework, they only pull from those two bureaus. And lo and behold, thank God, they pulled her Experian, which was her highest at that time. Next, no negatives. None whatsoever. Please stop applying if you have negatives on your credit report, okay? You're just racking up inquiries for no reason. Now, disclaimer, again, I've seen one person, get approved for a really strong limit with a very old late payment on their credit report that they forgot was on there. And yes, I looked at the credit report. I think it was like 7 years old. But people, still just remove it just to be safe. You don't want to be made the example of. Just remove it, okay? There's no... Just remove it, okay? And again, please do not have a high risk industry. If you don't know what a high risk industry is, we're talking along the lines of real estate, Airbnb, trucking, anything of that nature that banks actually see as high risk. Do not have these, or else you will get denied, or you will get a limit that you're not looking for, okay? So if you have all of these qualifications, you will be golden. Also guys, since we're on the topic of data points, if you feel like that you're falling short because you have the inquiries, you have the late payments, charge-offs, collections, things of that nature on your credit report, and you want to get them all so you can go ahead and sign up for Citizens Bank, then what I want you to do is sign up for the How to Credit Restoration Program, where I'm helping all of my clients remove all of their negatives without them lifting a finger, okay? It's dope because the only thing that you have to worry about is making sure that your business is continuously rolling, okay? While I'm working on the negatives in the shadows to get everything melted off so you can have that 700 score, so you can apply and get $35,000 in business funding or $50,000 or anything like that. Why don't you start right now? Click the link in my bio. It's going to be a free 15-minute consultation with me so we can go over your credit report to see if you are eligible for the program, and then we can help you from there so you can get everything you need. But enough about that. Let's get back to the video. Now, Citizens Bank does have business loans and business lines of credit that we can definitely go over, but we're going to do that in a separate video. We're just going to stick with the data points that I received from the business credit card approval, okay? Because that's all I have for you right now, okay? I just want to give you the data points that I have that I know could possibly help you, okay? They do have a couple of options for you when it comes to the business credit cards. And as you can see right here, they have the Everyday Points Business MasterCard, where if you spend $5,000 in the first 90 days, they will give you a $325 cash back reward. You also get no annual fee, which is awesome. And then you get 0 APR for the first 6 months. If you creep on over to the other side, you see that they have the Business Platinum MasterCard, where it's 0 APR for 12 months and it's no annual fee. So as you can see the difference right here, the Platinum gives you an extra 6 months of 0 APR. And of course, that's what my client went for, in which I really think you should do the same, especially if you're in the beginning stages of your business and you have to front load those heavy expenses. So yes, get the 0 APR for 12 months. Now, when she clicked submit, it was not an automatic approval. I know some people did get automatic approval. She did not. It did take a day because I think because she applied on a Saturday, that's the reason, but I told her to call on Monday to try to see if they can figure out some type of approval. And when she did, boy, oh boy, she got approved for what she needed to get approved for. With the data points I showed you above, $35,000. So if you follow this blueprint, you can possibly receive the same outcome as she did. Now, of course, everybody's journey is different. And of course, you might get 20,000, 15, 10. You might even get 5. Look, don't stress, okay? Please don't. I want you to utilize the data points and use the card correctly. If you do that, you'll possibly receive a credit limit increase in the future, so don't worry about it. If you follow this to the T, don't try to remix anything or anything like that and say it doesn't work. I promise you, you're gonna get something similar to this. And of course, depending on where you are. But these are the data points that I wanted to give you so you can get the same card and the same approval, okay? But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you guys already have this credit card? Do you have different data points? Let me know in the comment section so we can all benefit from it. Because again, we're a credit family, okay? I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now go get that Citizens Business credit card, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.